Brother didn't invite me to his wedding, family kept it a secret, I cut them off. AITAH. I have a large family that started falling apart when my parents passed away 11 years ago. I was 19 and my siblings were all much older. Since then, my siblings and I have had rocky/strained relationships due to various reasons, and I slowly became the outcast of the family. With my brother specifically, things changed when he started dating his now wife and they had a son. He was the first baby in our family, and I love babies, so I wanted to be there to help. Things quickly went downhill when they would ask me to babysit for a couple of hours that turned into 12+ hours. Or a day would turn into a weekend. This happened several times. So I talked to my brother about how I felt about them doing this and how it felt like they were taking advantage. This turned into them telling our family that I thought that the baby was a problem and I didn't want anything to do him anymore. I talked to the rest of my siblings to clear this up, but this changed my relationship with my brother and his family. There were also other situations after this that caused even more of a rift between my brother and I. Since then, I only interacted with my brother and his family at gatherings. From my end, I forgave and still bought them gifts for their birthdays, Christmas, etc., but I never received anything from him. Not a text, a phone call, anything. Fast forward to 3 years later, Thanksgiving Day. My whole family was there, including my brother and his family. Everything seemed normal. I will mention that my relationships with my other siblings had improved a lot over the years and were better. We all had small conversation about the food and discussed Secret Santa participation for Christmas. That was Thursday. On Saturday, I see pictures on social media of what appears to be my family at a wedding. And my brother appears to be the groom. Confused, I take a screenshot and send it to my sisters to ask if our brother had a wedding. They confirm. My brother and I don't have a good relationship, but I didn't think it was so bad that he wouldn't invite me to his wedding. And my relationships with my other siblings have gotten better, so I thought that someone would have mentioned that our brother was getting married. Especially when we were all together just a couple of days prior. Apparently, they were all in on this big secret for months without me. And that hurt. It made me feel like even more of an outcast in my own family than ever before. This isn't the first time that my family has done something like this. It's been a slew of issues and situations over the past decade, and this was the cherry on top for me. My sisters have reached out to try to explain and apologize. I haven't heard anything from my brothers. So AITAH for finally cutting off my siblings. Update. Hi, all. Thanks for the advice and thoughts. You're all right, I should have stopped this a long time ago. Being Latina, family is extremely important in our culture, and if you try to distance yourself from their toxicity, you're made to feel guilty/like TAH. Not just in this situation, but so many others that have happened throughout the years. And for those wondering, our ages range 25 years from the oldest sibling to the youngest. I'm the second youngest, and our youngest sibling, Sister Lisa, was also not invited or told about this. Basically, all of our issues with our older siblings are related to the age gaps and different ways of thinking/views/opinions. I do believe that the rest of my siblings were told not to mention anything. So agree that they were in a tough position. But like I said, we were all in a good place lately, so all of this just caught me completely by surprise. TBH, if he or one of my siblings would have given me a heads up that he was having a wedding just so I wouldn't be blindsided, I'd still appreciate the honesty. Sure, I'd still be hurt, but it's his day and it's his choice, which I would have respected because I'm not one for drama/attention. I was mostly hurt about finding out afterwards on social media and knowing that they were all in on it. Especially after just spending time together a couple of days before and thinking everything was fine. As of today, almost 3 weeks later, I've heard nothing from any of my brothers. I did respond to my sisters and expressed my feelings. Sister Ashley's response: "I'm sorry you feel that way." I didn't respond to her after that because I knew I wouldn't get anywhere. Sister Bertha's response actually acknowledged that it was wrong and apologized for her part in it. I accepted her apology, but I feel like I can't trust her after everything that's happened. So I've decided I'm going NC with all of them. I've blocked them all on social media and their phone numbers. I also canceled the Secret Santa event in the app that we use. Eventually, I may go LC with Sister B, but need some time and space to be able to make a solid decision. My family has been the biggest source of my stress/anxiety over the years. I have been to therapy on/off for the past several years dealing with my issues, and definitely recommend to anyone going through something similar. An appointment to talk through this might be a great Christmas gift to myself this year. At this point, I feel like I've been through the 5 stages of grief dealing with this. I wasn't just grieving the loss of my parents, but also grieving the family that we once were when our parents were here because they were the glue that held us together. Ultimately, this is me, finally, accepting what we've become. Besides my family, the past couple of years have been the happiest I've ever been. My husband's family accepted me as one of their own and I feel like they truly care about my well-being. So I'm focusing my time/energy on them, Sister Lisa, and the family that I'm creating with my husband. Hopefully, it'll be better than the one I was born into.